reading for the week of July 15th. I have my two decks, different decks than I've used before, so let's see if we can do both your moon and your general spread. Let's start with your general spread for this week. We did clear Mercury retrograde. We survived. Some of us did. Some of us survived. Let's take a look and see what our energy is for this week, Libra. Three of Pentacles is the first one that comes up. Now, the Three of Pentacles indicates being seen. I love this one because the impression I get from it is like being online or being on the computer. So you feel like you're being exposed or being seen, also indicated by the Queen of Cups. So personal image is very important to you right now. There's this giving tone to you, and you're still feeling a little bit stuck. You have the Three of Wands, which is watching. You also have the Three of Pentacles, which is being watched. So are you online doing the back and forth with someone? Do you have an obsessive kind of energy with another individual where you're not exactly talking, but you're kind of circling one another? There might be a little bit of that energy. We have the Five of Swords, which tells me there was a conflict somewhere in the background with that. And again, we have the Seven of Pentacles in this one, which talks about like, I have all this shit and what is it I am going to do? So with the Knight of Cups, you might have a little bit of energy that feels impulsive, like you really just want to pop off at the mouth, or you're feeling these heavy emotions that are coming and going. I'm seeing a lot of redundancy and repetition for you indicated here. If you look, the Eight of Pentacles is our card for doing the same thing over and over again. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad habit or that you're repeating things, but this Eight of Pentacles talks to us about mastering something and getting it right. So perhaps you're watching, because I'm feeling as if you're watching things to make sure that you are seeing all the angles of something before you decide to make a move, and taking very close looks at your resources and keeping your moves close to the chest. If you look here, we have the Hermit card. If you think of a hermit as isolated, like a monk or somebody that goes off into meditation. So this card right here is our card for isolation. So if you're feeling like you're isolated and kind of watching through a window, you know, making sure you're seeing things for what they are before you make these moves or decisions. You also have the Sun card, which tells me that celebration is on the rise for you. With the Queen of Pentacles in play, Queen of Cups, even though it's not Pentacles, the Queen of Cups talks to us about image. She wants to make sure that she's seen in the light that shows her in her best example. Okay, so if there are things that are out of alignment, you don't want anybody to talk about those, or you don't want anybody to expose that, or you want to make sure that you live up to the integrity that you say you are made up of. So this card right here is about image. With the Seven of Pentacles, now we have the Four of Pentacles for Virgo, right? So this card right here is actually having resources and not having yet taken a look at it. Now, if you remember, Virgo was looking at their resources, having it in hand, trying to decide if they're being judicious. This is like, you know, trying to figure out what you have before you can even make another move. So for you, there's a lot of this accounting that's going on, making sure you have enough. I do see love on the brain for you as well. Seven of Wands and Two of Cups. So for some of you, this means a new relationship. And for others, it means either an apology or asking for the thing that you want. If you look here, this is about a pledge. And then we have the Two of Cups, which is balance. So for you, this is all about like asking for what you want and making sure that it's within balance and having someone reciprocate. You also have the Judgment card. Now, the Judgment card isn't bad. Judgment definitely is. However, Judgment can often talk about consequences, right? So maybe you're not wanting to pay the consequences of a bad decision, and so you're holding back judgment in order to make the right choice. Now, you also have the Five of Swords, kind of like Virgo did, and that's all about like winning at all costs. Now, I will tell you this. You're trying to find this balance between giving and receiving, or also from like making sure that you're not giving too much so that you're empty. Now we have the Six of Pentacles, which is charity. This is a giving heart. Now, I don't feel as if you're at the receiving end of this charity. I feel like right now there's someone that's kind of pulling to see if you have it to give, and I feel like you're trying to decide whether it's a balance or not, or whether there's enough for you to give. And you're being very careful about that. You may find yourself with these resources. Pentacles is a big play in your reading right now. But if you look at this here, the Knight of Pentacles talks about being impulsive. So if you get a check in and you spent some money and then you don't have the rent, or you felt like I'll just spend this money and I'll make it later, or I'll rearrange bills so that I can have this thing, or something has come up to where you want to accommodate that first, doesn't necessarily need to be impulsive, but this might be a little finagling of the finances, massaging of the money, trying to get it to work and play right. So what is it that you're watching, Libra? We have the Three of Wands. If you notice here on the Three of Wands, he's standing at the top of a cliff and he's overlooking the ocean, trying to decide, you know, is this the ship that's coming in? Is this the one that's for me? Is this the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? So you have this very fine eye for detail right now so that you don't make a mistake. I will say, though, with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, that you might be feeling impulsive and you might want to pull the trigger sooner, and be super excited about some of these things. So don't be surprised if you don't feel as if you want to push a little bit through this excitement. Let's pull cards for you and see what your moon reading looks like. I haven't done this in a while because my cards got wet. I had to make sure I was good with that deck before I slide into a different one. Hello, Herb. This is your moon reading for Libra. So this is how you're thinking and feeling, Libra. You can use these interchangeably too. So let's take a look at your Libra reading. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. There's Tarot 101 classes, there's spiritual mentorship and coaching on there. Just take a look at the website and find your time on the schedule if you want your one-on-one. Let's take a look and see what your moon reading is talking about. Here we go, Libra moon. Two of Cups again. Now that's a congruency between your general spread and this one. So why is love on your mind? And we also have the Eight of Pentacles. Now the Two of Cups means promises, collaboration. Well, if you notice here, it's the yin yang. So if you have balance, that's the very first card that comes out. Now, cups is love, right? So the Two of Cups can reference you coming together with someone or be thinking about love and reciprocation. But we have the Ace of Pentacles. Love and money is kind of the same energy here. So Eight of Pentacles, again, you've got a lot of twos here. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Three of Cups, which is celebration and love. Again. Six of Swords, things moving quickly. And Four of Wands. So are you looking for commitment? Are you looking for evidence of commitment, steadfastness? I'm seeing Page of Wands, a lot of temperamental energy with the Page of Wands, I would say. We also have the Queen of Swords and the Lover's card. Well, we have the Lover's card next to the Devil, which tells me there's a lot of cards here with cups, okay? So what this is telling me is you have some decision making going on. Queen of Swords is decisions. I have the hiccups. Isn't that great? As soon as I go live. So commitment, balance. Now, the Lover's card next to the Devil is an interesting combination because the Lover's card, even though a lot of people believe that the Lover's card is this beautiful, love, friendly, warm and fuzzy card, often it can tell us that there's a dichotomy that's going on where we have two sides coming together and they have these different agendas and it's this great tango. So as you have the Lover's card next to the Devil, that might mean or indicate that you're playing chess with your relationship. If I don't talk to her, that will get her to speak up. If you ignore her, or if I reach out, like it's the games that we play to elicit a response. Now remember, when you do that, you're going to always have to do that activity to get that response. I mean, my best advice is just do you and see how it plays out. However, the Devil card can also indicate what we're obligated to. So do we feel like we're trying to do the right thing for the relationship? Do we feel like we're, waiting to see because it's the right thing to do, to give it some time, to give it some grace? Because the Devil card, especially in this deck, talks to us about the animal that we created, the monster we created, because this is them trying to take apart the thing that they created. Now, next to the Lover's card, what situation did you put yourself in? That's what this tells me. Because followed by the Queen of Swords, right? So we have the Lover's card, balance, commitment, relationship, power struggle sometimes too. Followed by the Devil card, what have I done? Did I commit to something I probably shouldn't have? Is this a rebound relationship that I made a whole marriage? Right? So this is the thing that makes us feel conflicted. And if you look here, the Four of Cups, is unhappiness, feeling like the party's over. You have the Hermit card again. That's a theme for you. The Hermit card. Maybe you need to take some time for yourself. Maybe you need to separate yourself from the situation in order to get a better perspective. I mean, that's always wise because ultimately things are moving too fast without a little bit of breaks. So maybe you need to put a little breaks. It all started out fun. It was all fun and games, but then ended up being a little bit more of the same. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is balance. Again, like trying to find your balance. So what is that all about? I see that you're questioning things. The Hermit card is your indicator, though, yo. That's telling you to take some time for yourself and isolate. You know, even your computer does better by unplugging it. I often unplug my computer or my Wi-Fi and reset things just so I can get a handle on it. These things run hot. Are you running hot? Do you need a good unplug? Let's take a look and see what your Mystic Divination of the Ancients card is for your card for the week. Let's take a look and see. Communication. So the card is dictionary. Now dictionary has to, let's just break it down to the smallest common denominator. Use your words. Okay, this is a whole ass dictionary, but you don't need a whole dictionary just to say what you got to say. You ever sit down and have a conversation with someone and you have all these sentences that you want to say or all these topics you want to cover, but then basically you just do the whole big pout like, I just love you. Sometimes it just needs to be the simple thing. Just get it out, right? Don't try to make it perfect. But communication is key. I mean, ultimately, communication is everything, right? So you can't communicate unless you know what you want. So that's where it's key. Know what you want. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side. Please like, subscribe, and share. Join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck Psychic. And like I said, you can book your